Right, I'm going to try and do Chapati 101. This is the flour that I'm using. Now I've spent quite a lot of time messing about with this. I like to add my water at a ratio of 55%. So in there I've got 500 grams of the flour, and there I've got 275 grams of water. So excuse me, whatever flour you're using, if you're doing it by weight, I'm trying to get this so you can see it, let's cancel that. So we'll say you're using 300 gram of flour times 55%, so you'd need 165 grams of water. I hope you got that. Now I make a batch of 500 grams of flour, and that works out at 275 grams of water. It actually works out to 275 ml of water as well. But I'll put that in the microwave for 1 minute just to warm it, not heat it you can't touch it, so nice and warm. Right, I love my Kenwood. If you haven't got one, then I'm sorry, but you're going to have to mix it all up by hand and knead it by hand. But I love this machine. This there, that down, water in, turn it on to minimum. That's how it's going to look if you're doing it by hand, but just keep gathering the flour into it and it will all come together. Don't put any more water in, any more flour. That's what I said about the 55% water to flour. Come out for me perfect. Puff up like a balloon. You can add a bit of salt to this. Some people add a bit of oil, but you just don't need it. This has been going now for only 2 minutes. You can see it's come together. We've got another 3. Like I say, you can do this by hand. You know, the machine doesn't make them any better. It's just a lazy way. Right, this is the dough after 5 minutes in the machine. Lovely and soft. Exactly the right consistency for making chapatis. Now, all I've got in here, get out of the way, some of that. You can use just normal vegetable oil, just a squirt round. That's going to be the top, so that in first. Spin it over, flatten it down. I just use one of these baggies on the top. Stop it drying out anymore, and we'll leave that on the worktop for half an hour. Get it set up right. I've already made some balls up over there, save on video time, but that's what it looks like. Lovely and soft. So get some dough. You see I have no flour on my hands and it's not sticky. Just keep pushing it into the middle. See, no oil, no flour, it's not sticking to me, but it's a lovely and soft dough. Once you've got that round like that, what I should have done actually is get the gas on. Now this is my biggest ring on here, and I have it just below half. It's about 3/4. So I'll get the pan on there. Right, you've got all that into the middle, and squeeze it all up in there. You see that this is, you're trying to get rid of that. There you go, and just make it into a ball. You can do this on your worktop and put your hand over it and run it around. You can even do that, look, you don't have to cup your hand, but the rounder you get it, the easier it is to roll out. I know it's a bit to the side of you, but I basically have a little plastic tub with some same flour that I use to make the chapati with, and then put it into that, roll it around, cover it all in flour, and just using the back of your hand, press it down to form a round. Turn it over, same again, turn it around so you flatten it down to a disc. Just give it a sprinkle on your worktop. Roll it out. Actually, I don't know. Just bring the camera over here a bit. It doesn't matter if they're perfectly round. You can use your rolling pin to spin it a touch. And you just see it start to stick to your worktop slightly. That's when you do need to pick it up, flip it over, and you can start to something sort of round. It doesn't have to be right. You can make square chapatis. Right, this should be coming up to temperature now. This should be done over the worktop. Just slap it from one side to the other. All you're doing is taking off any excess flour, any loose bits, because you don't want them on here, they just burn. Right, this is one of the tricks of it. Once you've got it on there, lift your elbows up, just spread, pull it round. You can actually shape your chapatis doing this, and you can also make them that bit bigger. Now this is one of the main secrets to doing this. Do not leave it on that first side for ages. 10 seconds, 15 seconds max. Check it if you want. You don't want it brown, you don't want it crusty. That's enough. That's enough for that side. It's took a lot of work to get this right. Now, once you flipped it over, that other side, it can get a bit of a crispiness. It can get a brown spots all over it. You know when it's ready, when it's starting to puff on there. And if you just touch it, you'll feel it puff underneath your fingers. But it's still not ready to go yet. Because we want, I don't know if you can just see, can you see that bubble there? Right, now we're getting somewhere. Everywhere you touch it seems to want to bubble up. you're going to need one of these, a chapati fluffer. Now to me, that's ready to go. So take it off the flame, slide it so you can get hold of it, flip it over. See the brown spots? Now keep it on the heat there, look at it go, but just rattle it, otherwise it sticks to the puffer. And now here where it's not puffing out, I tend to just bang that on the heat a bit, it makes it go a little bit more. Keeping it moving around, otherwise you get punches. Flip it over, like I've got a puncher. Not to worry though, because right, that's cooked. The steam inside that is still cooking it inside. Let's see if we can't get a football out of this. That back on the heat. By the time I've rolled the next one out, the pan will be ready. This one is going to puff up like a balloon. Right. Just while that's doing its thing, this is the first one we just made. Soft as you want. Put it into a bag. One of these, the steam and the heat that's still coming out of it makes them really soft. You can see bubbles are starting. Hope you can see them, it's starting to form on there. Right, to me, we're ready. So keep it moving if you're using one of these, because it can stick slightly if you don't. Are they puffing up enough for you? No, done. Come back on. I'm going to turn the heat up just a little. And we just cooked. Lovely and soft. Starting to go. So these big bubbles are starting to just pop up there. To me that's ready, because I turned that heat up a little bit over the heat. Oh, we got a cushion. We got a cushion. Inside there is unbelievable. If you get a puncher like that, it's just got a puncher. You put your hand there, it's like putting it over a boiling kettle. That's cooked. Just that little bit of a flame increase, you'll find it yourself. So obviously, if you're doing it over an electric oven, same thing, but obviously you have to adjust the heat to suit it. You don't want it that hot that it melts the bottom of your pan, but I say that 55% water content plays a big part in it. Now, just to show off, I'm going to make this an odd shaped one. How odd that is. You can spread it around, move it around. Not looking a bit rounder? Say, don't burn that underside, because when you want to puff it up, it gives you less time once you've flipped it over onto the roaring heat, if you will, the raw heat. So it crisp, and any brown spots that you get, that's where it's going to crack and let the steam out and stop the cooking. It's mad when you feel it, how you can feel it, the air like lift your fingers up. So it's just going now. So that big bubble, that tells me I'm ready for puffing up. And don't anybody comment, say yeah you're a puff. My wife will tell you different. There you go, once that's puffed up like that, the steam in there is that hot, it's cooking it. It's cooked. Done. well, hope you enjoyed watching that. I certainly enjoyed making it and showing you. Like I say, I spent a lot of time trying to get these right, so they're lovely and soft when you eat them. That puffing up, that cooks them from the inside, and then they don't have to be cooked that long on the outside, so they're crispy like crackers on the outside. Good luck. Any feedback? Be appreciated if you try this. Subscribe. I'm always messing about in the kitchen or in my shed, so subscribe and you'll see what I have to offer. Thanks for watching.